good, people? I'm gonna work here for, I'm gonna say a max of, let me say 2.5 hours on React hook stuff. Then I'll probably get into some TypeScript later on because I want to start learning how to use it a bit with the remix thing. I really like TypeScript. It just seems like a better way to do it, just given how many, runtime errors you get with JavaScript and it kind of being pretty flexible. So I think it makes coding a little less fluid when I'm doing it and getting out the idea, but it does, I think, probably cause you to slow down a bit, which is something I could definitely use. Slow down a bit to just really think about what's going where. So yeah, I'm gonna do that later. I'd also like to try to build this epic React app today. So we'll see what we get to. But I am gonna work through this stuff simply because there are some advanced hook stuff, and I wanna get through that. And I guess an update yesterday. So I managed to finish the blog. I can actually pull it up here. Honestly, my second VS Code here has been acting up lately, so we'll see if I'm actually able to open it up without closing down this one, because I'm not closing down this one. Yeah, it doesn't fucking work. Why is that? That's so fucking weird. Open. File. I'm gonna open a new window. That one works. So weird. Okay, well, that one works, so that's all good. Open up this blog tutorial. We're gonna close down this server for a little bit here. And we'll quickly check out this one. Show you guys what I did. And yeah, we'll see if I can work through these issues. Honestly, like, I tried to do it through GitHub Actions and it just was a massive pain. I think the issue is that I didn't follow their tutorial word for word. I ended up having to use a few different hooks that were, I guess, not deprecated. And I also changed some of the configuration, which in hindsight was probably stupid. But I wanted it to be my own thing, so I put my own email and stuff like this, and that obviously seems to be throwing some errors, so that sucks. But here is the blog. I'll quickly show this, and then I gotta get back to my thing, because got this interview tomorrow, or I don't even know if it's an interview, but I just, I gotta start actually producing some stuff instead of just little like tutorials and stuff like this. So here it is. Here's the blog post. It's not letting me log in. Dylan is cool. Log in. Invalid. Fuck you. You're right. Okay, I guess it's cap sensitive. Posts. So yeah, you can go into admin now. What's pretty dope and why I'm excited to actually use it is that, you delete shit now. That's great. We'll keep that one because that's just, truth. I'm excited for you, my first post. It would be nice if there's a create post here. Let's just say, you're right. Dylan, this is cool. Update that post. March 27th. March 27th. What's a quick little thought for us today? nothing to conquer but your own mind. Do not get involved. Take a step back and watch it. Be curious about the flow of your thoughts without identifying too much with the good or the bad parts of yourself. Do thanks, because everything you aren't, everything you are not, makes you everything you are. There we go, some inspiration for us today, March 27th. There's nothing to conquer but your own mind. Do not get involved, take a step back and watch it. Be curious about the flow of your thoughts without, look at that, what? Update, bang, look at that, so cool. Posts, there you go, sick. That is it. That is it. So I'm happy that it's working on my local machine, but who can't get that working on the local machine, really? So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping I can figure it out. Try to host it at some point, but right now it's kind of like that file structure is just too much for me. It's too much for me to be able to handle at this point, and I don't know what's the various things that are breaking down in. Yeah, probably not the best project to actually try to host for the very first time. But I really like Remix. I really like Remix. I really like Remix. That is all I will say about that. And let's get going with this. So we are building a tic-tac-toe game. Kent was very generous and gave us a lot of the code for it. I had to write this function, or I had to define those variables. I just made this use effect to store the state of the game in the local storage. I added a lazy initialization here, so it could either be get the local storage, or if there's nothing there, use the array.fill. I did notice that as I had used this, that it was already stored in local storage, and I didn't actually need to do this lazy initialization. I could just have it as the default state of being null for all of them. But yeah, I also had to write a function that basically just says, hey, if the winner has been calculated, there is a winner, or this square was used by excuse me, by somebody else, you can't just return, just don't do anything. You want to create a copy simply because you don't want to mutate state. So spread the array, update it, set the value of the square that was selected. So square is our copy at index square equals to index value here, and then update the state. Update the state again. You want to update the status. And yeah, like I said, a lot of this stuff, so like most of this was provided except for this. Any place, I removed some of them, but any place you see a koala bear, I had to do. But yeah, Kent was very generous. Like if I had to build this from scratch, I probably wouldn't have got this, to be honest. Not without, I tried to look at this because I was like, well, let's see if I can figure it out myself. But honestly, I think that's been my issue so far with working through this stuff, is that I'm actually spending way too much time trying to get the finite or granular details, and my productivity is taking a major hit, which how to balance those, I'm not sure which one is necessarily the right or the wrong answer. I don't think there is a right or a wrong answer, but at this point I'm trying to pump out more stuff. I haven't been putting out enough stuff, and I I think it's just like you can sit here and try to be like, no, I want to focus on the fundamentals now so that I always have them, but I just don't think that's actually realistic. And the way you actually learn stuff is through interacting with it, because no two things are going to be the same. Like most of the documentation or examples that you'll find out there are just very contrived, honestly, and so you're going to have to put your thinking cap on either way. And so that's where we're at. We have to add a use local storage state custom hook that was already constructed for us. We had to build one similar to this before. I think the trick of this is going to be to the trick of this is going to be serialize and deserialize. We use a similar thing here where we actually just created a custom hook. Is that no, this one. Function use local storage state. You get the key. Default value is empty. You're gonna set the state. Use Windows local storage, and you're gonna use the key to get that. Key, default value, we'll see yeah, let's see how long I want to struggle with this, because like I said, I'm trying to get through a bunch today and be familiar with them, but ultimately I'm not trying to master these things today. So let's see. Import. Okay, so we've set the state. So squares. What did we do? So we did that. We used a local storage thing, and then we still did the use effect, but we passed it the key and the state, and we defined the key and the state in the dependency array, and returned state and the key. Okay. So key state. Oh. Serialize. Yeah, I'm not sure. I might have to watch this video. So we're calling this function. Let's just watch this. Let's watch what Kent has, because I'm not interested in banging my head against the wall, because honestly Mm-hmm. Okay, that was it. So I didn't need. Let's look at why that is. So in the utils, what does he set up first? So he sets up the. Okay, so what comes in the function body is the const state. Set state equals react use state. It's an anonymous function which says const to value in local storage is equal to window.localStorage.get item of the key. And then if the value in local storage, if there is a value in local storage, then return it, or deserialize this function, which is to parse it. And if there isn't, return type of default value is equivalent to function. If it is a function, return default value function call. Or if it isn't, if the value is, return the default value. And then const previous reference key is react.use ref key. And then there's a use effect for the key, the state, and this. Okay. So that's all that we have to do.